Welcome back to the Thunder Stock Car Racing Series Network. We are live at Homestead, Miami for the running of the Burger King 500. I am Max Speed and beside me is David Carter. David, what can we see today from these talented drivers?
I expect great racing. It's good enough that it should be the finale in a certain other series, but we won't get into that debate. But the racing today, expect 3 and 4 wide, expect close quarters, and possibly a few wrecks. I heard a few records and were broken in practice too.
Yeah, we will get to that then. Right, as we will eventually get to that when she gets mentioned, we'll just go through the starting lineup. Starting up front is the 84 of Davy Apex and the 1 of Wyatt Wilkinson. Starting on
In
row
row
2
two,
is the number 33 of Mert Gural and the 95 of Ben Gorich.
in row three, we have Orlando Harlow, another DDM car in the top five, along with Bobby Jones for Petty Motor Club. And then in row four, Chris Martins and Jeff Fulton.
This is the second consecutive race that Bobby Jones has started in the top 10. Well, actually not. He started 12th, in Daytona, but he was generally strong throughout that week. He's one of the favorites to win this time because he did it again. However, don't count out Wyatt Wilkinson. I would want to say there's a good chance we could also see the one in victory lane today.
Watch that 65 though. He's been fast all season from the start. I mean, there's only been 2 races, but the pole at Daytona and the only finisher on that DDM team too.
That really was a factor of a series of unfortunate events, but Daredevil Motorsports looks to be more promising today. Row 5 finds, yeah, taking you to row 5 finds the 48 of Kyler Sustrai and the 116 of Will Adamo. Row 6 finds the 69 of Wesley
Nice.
Tata and the 124 of Kurt Ham.
How about the field filler up there?
Yeah, no one expects a triple digit numbered car to run as high as they did. I mean, we had one, maybe two fast in practice. Adamo was not one of them. Neither was Ham.
Interesting last name too, by the way. In row 7, we have Eric Alpha, who has replaced the normal driver of this car, right?
Yep, Eric
Oh,
Alpha. He has replaced Scott Ingraham. That being said, Ingraham is, as of now, listed to drive the 72 come Old Spice, a race which Sessom would have been had he not been suspended for lapaging the field at Daytona. That's
good
all we're
old,
that.
good old Clayton LePage. And joining him is the 51 of Alec Trek. I hope I'm saying that last name right.
I think you are.
Row 8, I talked about the field fillers earlier, a whole row of field fillers up, and I believe this would be the top 20. 100 of Riley Torrance and the 103 of Declan Cole.
Row 9 finds Scotty Lopez in the 12 Subaru, the 12 Worth Subaru, and the 31 of Evan Marici. Row 10 finds the 105 of Richard Andrews and the 43 of Derek Petty. Richard Andrews, it's been an interesting run for him to just get into the top 20. I'm not sure if he will be able to sustain that in the race, but I would keep a closer eye on the 43 of Derek Petty. Yeah,
I'm interested to see the field fillers and what they do today,
mm-hmm.
honestly.
Derek Petty though, he hasn't really made as much of a splash compared to his teammates, but Petty Motor Club once again showing that at least they have something. So,
Uh,
you, yeah.
Sounds like another team owner I know.
Anyway,
All right. In row 11, we have Carl Young and Dallas Smith. In row 12, we have the 109 of Ginger Perkins and the 129 of Fred Jones. How about that? We
Yeah,
love Fred Jones around here.
we love Fred, but unfortunately, he's not the main story in row 12. That would be the 109 of Ginger Perkins. She ran a 25.7 in practice within the last 5 minutes. That is a rather impressive, considering the second fastest was about 2 seconds behind.
Jeez.
Ultimately, the officials decided to disallow that time as they inspected the 109 and they found something with. We're not quite sure how to describe it, but it made the car take off like a rocket. In any
Rocket
case,
fuel? This is what Michael Waltrip's team used back in '07.
it,
Maybe something better.
we have no idea. All we know is that she maxed out at 235 miles per hour and the car was compensated. So this team is using a backup car.
Oh. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked to see more penalties if that ever happened.
Yeah. Nothing official yet. We are expecting just a suspension or a fine on the crew chief at this point, as
Oh yeah,
even
heavy fine.
now, that car that was compensated is being heavily investigated. This is a backup car, so that is something to note. It's also something to note that since the incident happened during practice, not qualifying, she did not need to forfeit her spot. But if the
That
109 gets crazy fast, it will not look good for the Ostrich Racing team.
I don't know which to be more impressed by, the fact that they were able to modify the car to go that fast, or the fact that they went this fast at Homestead. I never took Homestead for a 235 mile an hour track.
No one did. In
All
row
right.
13, we find John Hester in the 107 and Caden Lemon, surprisingly.
Just like I alluded to earlier, his teammates are making a splash, but he has not been the greatest right now. At Daytona, he qualified towards the back, and here it is about midfield, lower midfield maybe.
Better, but yet you have to wonder if the frustrations at Daytona is still getting to him, if because he has voiced his disapproval with the shenanigans, and during the drivers' meeting, the yellow flag shenanigans, which he was involved in, not voluntarily, that was what ended his race, ultimately, which caused a equipment failure, and they pulled the car in before it happened, ultimately. But that's
I
what caused the
sorry.
failure, and the officials, they said, you have to calm it down under yellow. Once you reach that line, you cannot be aggressive, even if you're driving pacing speed.
Tell you what, I heard a little thing. He probably would have gone and fought Clayton Sessom if Harlow would have gotten involved in that LePagery on the last lap.
Well, food for thought then. Row 14 finds Richard Knight in the 113 and Tom Clyde in the 52.
All right, in rows 15, we have the 123 of Herman Foster and the 136 of Frank Ernst. Row 16, the 138 of Luke Banks and the 32 of William Ayers. Tough run.
Another one of the full-time cars, the other as so far being shown as Lemon, better equipment than most of these guys down here, yet just struggling to find any pace.
I
You
mean, I
have
hear
to,
Ayers. Sorry.
you just have to feel for him.
Well, I hear Ayers is more suited to the road courses and short tracks anyway, so we could expect to watch out for him there.
Yeah, and the first one will be Old Spice, which is not necessarily that far off. Row 17 finds the 151 of Brandy Mason and the 114 of Sticks the Badger. And row 18 finds the 118 of Max Whitmer, and the 6 of Larson Martinez.
Another
Another
fast one.
fast car.
Now buried in the back of the field, row 18.
Again, just the dual race for her didn't end well for her. She started towards the back, got involved in the early wreck in Daytona, and the car, I have no idea what's going on in that 6 crew, but they have to hope that they figure it out, because otherwise this could be a long season for the Team Dynamics Racing camp, at least for the 6 camp.
Well, I mean, they've shown speed. They just gotta use it. In row 19, row 1, Shadow McLean and the 25 of Angel Gutierrez, another rough one. Row
It doesn't
20,
get any better in row 20, as you're about to say.
Atsuko Ulamina and Alexander Will. And Atsuko was one of the fast ones at Daytona, too.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see Yoromina, the Japanese native, starting as back as she is.
Not a good day for the full-timers.
And rounding out the field is the 79 of Colin Cropley and the Colonel himself, the one behind KFC, the 101 of Harlan Sanders.
Watch out for Colin Cropley. Let's hope he doesn't become a wrecking ball today.
True that, even if it wasn't nearly as bad as Sessom. Hopefully, we don't get any more incidents like that, period. The race information today, 67 total laps, with a fuel window of approximately 33, so barring a yellow, we may see teams pit twice, or gamble and go for one and have to pit late. It really comes down to how efficient you can be with your fuel. That will be something to keep an eye out. A yellow or two, and you should be able to get away with one if you don't have any damage. Race forecast.
Cooler conditions.
Yep, 76 degrees, 7 mile per hour winds, blowing east, and 10 times less the winner's purse than it was at Daytona.
Yeah.
But obviously that was Daytona, so that makes more sense.
You really gotta grind out these races if you want a good check.
True that, but not every race can get $1 million payout. And with that being said, we will be right back to give you the coverage and the green flag of the Burger King 500. As the field paces through at Homestead, here's Davey Apex as he leads the field through turns 3 and just about turn 4.
Apex is one to watch this season. I'm calling my shot now.
I'd want to say, I know it's early, but I'm saying Jones in this race Mellow Yellow machine.
As we're about to take the green flag here at Homestead.
And we are underway! It looks like Apex will lead heading into turn 1.
Let's see how they fan out of here. They tend to do that. There they go. We already have 3 wide back there.
Wilkinson may not be the beneficiary of that as we head into turn 3.
Low line seems to be the beneficial line. There you see
the 33 of Mert.
Yep. Looks like Carl's going to try following through. No, he has someone on his inside now.
And Apex will still lead that lap. But it's Mert in the 33 who's your leader.
We clear him into the turn here.
Yeah, I don't think so. Still battling for that position. Yeah.
Arlo about managed to get clear of that car, but now they're going 3 wide for second.
That would be the 15 who made it 3 wide for second. I believe that's Chris Martins as he pulls back from that.
Yeah. Looks like the middle's kind of being more favorable here. Go too low, you might get outrun a little bit.
At least heading into turn 3 as there's Kyler Susrai. I'm not sure if they're trying to connect together the two Revolting Motorsports cars.
This does have kind of a super speedway vibe to it, even though it's not.
Yeah, that's interesting to note. And it doesn't look like Revolting Motorsports is quite that organized at the moment with what exactly their plan of attack is. Well,
Speaking of attack, look up front.
Harlow challenging for the lead. Doesn't get it that time. But Govich, he had a rough Daytona. He's looking to rebound. He's in third. And he's looking to make a move on the lead.
This ain't a 36 race playoff schedule. You gotta start from the drop and you gotta be consistent all season. They need to pull it together.
Yeah, this is 25 races too. So you have to keep that in mind. Less time to come back from a deficit too.
95 looks like he just barely got that lap.
200ths, if I'm reading that correctly, he led that lap. As Chris Martin's for Rifton, yeah. The only Subaru team. Looks like he will lead lap 7. But Tata's making move for that. It's Martin's with the lead.
No one expected Subaru to be this fast. They were kind of a last-minute type deal, but look at them go now.
They had a good enough Daytona that had Rex not played a factor, they could have potentially won it with more cars healthy in that 3-car organization.
I'm wondering if people would switch to Subaru next year if they see the performance lineup.
Well, there have been already rumors, believe it or not. Just not from any major teams.
I'll keep what I've heard to myself. As here we go for the lead.
3-wide battle for, looks like now second. Eric Alpha, his first start, and he led a lap for Digital Strings GP.
I wonder if he can get a debut win.
That could very well be possible.
See, the field's not too bunched up towards the back. They're kind of a little strong. Not in the form of gapping each other, but more single-filed out.
Yeah,
front, at least.
But it looks like there's guys that qualified poorly. They have not necessarily made much headway. As you look at Alexander Will, he's running 41st.
That's not good. And now I said they were more single-filed. That's Atsuko Yulomina getting taken 3 wide in the middle.
Jeez. Well, as we cycle back to our leader, Davey Apex. He leads once again.
I'm telling you, we got a contender with that one.
Right. Revolting Motorsports, now yes, it is too early to say, but they may be the Toyota team to beat.
Side by side, now looking for second behind them.
Between Alpha and Mert.
They're starting to spread out just a little bit and not look like a super speedway, but that can change at the drop of the hat. As you see, they go 3 wide as I say that.
That will be for third. That's a second Rifton car. Scotty Lopez involved.
3 wide.
Looks like Mert will win that 3 wide. He moved to 33 to third. As we have a battle for the lead.
Here we go again.
Looks like Alpha got the better run off turn 1. And I think we're seeing 4 wide back in.
Yep.
Briefly.
At least briefly. Yeah, they can hold 4 wide too.
Just maybe not for long, as what Daytona demonstrated.
Yep, there we go.
It does seem like they're not. Yeah, it does seem like though they're not crashing as much as they did in practice.
Yeah, that could change at a heartbeat though.
And we have 3 wide for the lead.
There
Well,
we
now
go.
too wide.
I've willed it into existence, ladies and gentlemen. I said they were starting to calm down, and now they're back to 3 wide.
We may see a lot of lead changes once this is all said and done, as
Indeed.
Mert is still scored as the leader after that lap. Kyler
Quite the
Susrai
package on
and
them.
Evan Marici, they also are working their way up, getting into this battle for first.
5 falls from wherever he was before to 10. Even for quite a few of them. They're shuffling a lot. I told you, it was going to be like a smaller super speedway.
And that's how it's playing out. And it doesn't look like the two revolting motorsports cars are interested in working together. Is this some sort of plan to like try and force double blocks?
Who knows, but I want to see what the gap is between first and 42nd.
And that is at the line 3 seconds and 32.
Only 3 seconds.
Yeah, 3.3 seconds.
What happened to Wyatt?
Yeah, that is interesting. Is there damage on that car? Because I do know you can, if you overdrive it, you can hit the wall. And sometimes you can get away with small contact.
Come on.
Oh, I think there might be some damage. It's kind of hard to tell.
I saw the right rear kind of poking out. I think he may have got the wall.
Yeah, at a hard enough force that he picked up some damage. That could be disastrous for that one team. Had a bad Daytona, was involved in an early wreck, got disqualified for not meeting minimum speed, ending his day prematurely. And it just looked so promising for him to just rebound, and we find him like that.
I'd be willing to bet he got taken 4 wide at some point and just scrapes the wall, and that's what sent him all the way back here. And it doesn't look like he's got the speed that car once had. They might need to look into something on pit stops.
Yeah, or hope that a caution comes out soon, so they can have some time to take a look at that thing, as long as he himself doesn't get involved. But still,
yeah,
that
is the issue I was about to allude to. You see the way they're running. If one car puts a foot wrong, that could be the field. Look at Wyatt all the way back to last and losing. Or almost
He's battling for 41st with Luke Banks. That is not something he wanted to see.
Something's amiss in that one.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep you posted if we find anything out. Meanwhile, for the lead, it's still 3 wide. As Mert pulls away from that, it's going to be 3 wide for third.
It's going to be a disaster if something goes wrong at the very front.
I think Kurt Ham tagged the wall. The 124.
Oh.
It was kind of hard to tell from that angle, though.
Yes, here we see more 3 wide further in the pack. That looks like the 65 making moves.
4 wide for 3 seconds.
There we go. More 4 wide. At a 57, I see.
I think that is correct. Caden Lemon, he's worked his way up to the top 10 after all that. So, one Daredevil car struggles, the other one picks up the pace.
And that pace was not good in qualifying. Now it is. He's taking his own teammate 3 wide, though. I don't know how good that is.
Well, it seems like... Yeah, it looks like that will end up working well for him.
This is one of my favorite tracks.
Meanwhile, with their leader, Ben Govich, he's trying to fend off Scotty Lopez.
I don't think he's going to fend him off for long.
Especially with a second Riften car nearby. And Team Rabbits Racing, that's only a single car organization.
There it is, to the inside.
And meanwhile, third is just It's just, sorry, words. It's
Third
just,
is just a war zone.
yeah,
That's
it's
what it
just
is.
either you break free or you're stuck battling for third. And if you do break free, everyone else breaks free and catches to the leader until a couple of guys break away and the cycle starts all over again.
Homestead Super Speedway. I might. Whoop.
Interesting point.
He's going back and forth here.
Yeah, and it looks like the rear of the field is single filing out. You could have briefly seen that at the right of your screen.
Well, don't jinx him now.
Well, hopefully not, but I think I kind of did last time at Daytona when I said the possibility of a caution, and Dave Clark, he got his
Yeah.
lap back.
The inside again. They're trading back and forth, but that's allowing the field to close up. This is going to get interesting here in a minute. We got one more car up there.
But then again, this is lap 27. This is just about the time pit stops are going to come around.
Let's see it.
As Scotty Lopez is your new leader. And indeed, the Subaru team is leading once again, and he might be slowly trying to build a margin now. Although,
I don't think this will work.
yeah, it's not going to last long, no.
You see the 95 in his draft coming into turn 3. He's going to close. He is closing. And
Yeah,
he's bringing the
it's
rest of the field.
not
He's
going
got
to
to run.
Yep, go Rich with the run.
Can he do something with it? Maybe.
Trying
The inside
to
on the exit. There we go.
making a move
In
on turn 3.
He has the
And
advantage
he's
here.
pitting.
Oh, here we go. Pit stop starting.
Oh,
I
Marici.
heard crunch.
Oh,
I
we
heard
have
crunch.
a caution. Caution at the back of
Trouble.
the field. A bunch of cars are pitting. How
I think
many?
someone hit the barrels?
I don't know.
Oh, people are going to get lapped here in a minute. That's going to cause confusion. Caution at a horrible time for the leaders.
For those pitting, possibly too.
Horribly timed.
Martinez
Oh,
with
that's
damage.
heavy damage.
That
Number
might be
6.
terminal. And
Yeah.
Ayers.
If it's not terminal, she's probably going to get parked for minimum speed.
Gutierrez. Wow.
Terrible run
At
for
least
those at the
3
back.
cars with damage, but I think there's more. We will get you a replay of that as the field gets into a single file line. Instant replay of the caution. Just too many cars trying to pit within the space available.
Hard
And as we said, Martinez, Ayers, and Gutierrez involved. Frank Ernst was also involved in that. So this was a 4-car wreck.
3 of them, the full-timers that qualified horrifically.
Yeah.
That's
And
costed them.
yeah, Martinez, she has to want to forget this early part of the season. As we are giving you a look off the race of pit road, this may determine who's up front.
Quite the butchering.
These cars pitted the last time out.
Let's see positions on them. I'll be interested to see what they do if they got lapped.
Yeah, it will definitely be interesting enough to see what the scoring will be after this.
I doubt if they pit. I think if they don't pit, they would probably get waved around. I'm not sure. Ooh, photo finish off pit road.
But they will award it to Eric Power. Not Power, Alpha. Excuse me, I'm not sure where Power came from.
Willpower.
Maybe. But it looks like they are scoring Alpha behind Wilkinson right now.
Let's see what they do when they cross the line again.
Yeah,
If
we
I'm these
may
guys,
expect,
I want
we
to
may see a bunch of wave arounds. We'll just have to see what the timing and scoring says.
Let's
Which it will be
see.
interesting to see. Yeah,
No one in this front bit pitting because they just pitted. And they weren't
everyone pretty
involved in that.
much.
Let's see how they score it.
Coming to the line, they are scoring. They are not scoring the leader as Gurich.
Looks like we got a lot of wave rounds coming. We'll get to that.
Yeah, but while that happens, we will go to commercial and come back for the start of the restart. Welcome back, and with 2 laps to go before green, Alpha, excuse me. Again, I have no idea where Power's coming from. Eric Alpha, he is your race leader. We do have
Meanwhile, we have Ricky
yep,
Story.
a
The
black
number
flag
130.
with the 136, Frank Ernst. He's been black flagged for not following caution protocol. And
He
will
tried to
he,
line up on the inside like you would in pre-2003 NASCAR to go for his lap back, which, well, they waved him around, but
he's still going to need to go through a pass and go penalty once the green comes out.
I guess it was protest for everyone else getting waved around, but he spent more time in the pits, so I don't know where that came from.
Plus, he was involved in that wreck, and he wasn't a lap down prior to caution. So maybe he's thinking because he wasn't a lap down. This was a conscious choice to stay in pit road and repair the damage, so that 136 team has no one to fault but themselves.
That's going to be a black flag. I wouldn't be shocked to see some fines coming their way, too.
Well, the pace car has lights off. 1 lap to go for the caution.
Everyone did get their wave arounds. We do have people we're going to be watching for minimum speed. Ernst is one of them.
Gutierrez and Wilkinson, I think, is fine.
Gutierrez
and Ayers.
Gutierrez and Ayers who were involved in that wreck.
So the 3 cars which did not retire will be kept an eye on by race officials.
Meanwhile, Larson is done.
Yep.
As they double up, we're getting ready to go back green.
41 cars. Yep. 41 cars on the track. Technically, 40 should be on the lead lap.
Someone wanted to be an idiot.
He's going to have to go through a drive-by penalty. That will officially go down as on lap 36 for that. As green flags back out.
Let's see.
Alpha loses the launch.
Lemon got stuck behind Alpha and about paid for it there, too.
Lopez with quite a launch off the green flag.
Here comes Lemon for second.
And
Ooh.
I think we know what's going to happen.
Let's pull up the graphics and see how fast he's going.
Kind of pointless now because he's heading to pit road.
Ooh.
But we can watch Wilkinson.
Wilkinson's good. I don't think he even got any damage from that wreck.
Oh yeah, he was...
Ayers, there would be a lot more of a stack-up if there was an issue with him. So I think we can rule him out for any kind of trouble.
Now, speaking of pulling up the speed graphics, Ginger Perkins, the one that broke the practice speed record,
got it immediately disallowed.
Yeah, that time was disallowed.
These cat people, man. She's
going at around 190, which... okay, 196, that's fine.
That's a lot more tame than 235.
Yes. We'll watch a lap with.
Right.
I'm just gonna suspect that the race control will just pull him in because he did spend a longer time in pit road to repair the damage.
See that speed? That is 163, 4, 5, 6.
He's
What's the exact minimum speed for this track?
no, I think yeah. We
I
are
know 165 ain't it.
mm,
Oh, we're getting 170. Let's compare it to the front runners, and we can even see whatever battle for the lead's going on up there too.
yeah,
The
which
front
is
runners. Whoa.
yeah.
The 57 to the lead.
Well, we will be right back after this brief break. Welcome back as Caden Lemon. What a lead here.
Where'd that slowness from Daytona go?
He's out for. He has a hunger. He has something like Daytona. That might have put a chip on his shoulder.
He does love his speedways too, so that could be part of it.
Well, we are getting reports that Frank Ernst has been disqualified for not meeting minimum speed.
Well, I mean, he was being dumb in the race anyway, so it's probably good to get the stupid people off the track before we have another Clayton LePage.
Yeah. As Jeff Bolton is your new leader. Sky Motorsports has been relatively quiet today. This is the first time that we are finding one of their cars up front.
Of course, the car has Ward Burton's sponsor. Anyway.
But
Lemon coming back.
Yeah, I was about to say, might not hold it for long.
Is that striped car who I think it is?
Yeah, let's pull up the speed graphic. Yeah, and it looks...
He's good.
Yeah.
I think he's good.
Yeah, just disappointing for him to be involved in that wreck, but...
He's a good 10 to 15 miles an hour within. I think that's somewhere in the minimum speed range for him.
Yeah, the officials, I'm being told, are letting Gutierrez run the race.
I wonder if the 136 is going to try to protest that.
I mean, it's a field filler part-time car. I'm not sure what the benefit behind that is, as looking in the back, there was a V4 wide.
I guess the small purse is worth it. Oh,
well, for a team like them, that might be.
Taco Bell 65 about in the wall there. Orlando Harlow, he was close to the wall because he was getting taken however many wide. Fall from grace for him, all because of that ill-timed caution. I cannot imagine he is too happy.
Yeah, just because...
circumstance.
Just because the way that it just came out, right during pit stops, and because of the way it came out, and how many caution laps, we may see a second round of pit stops for like splash and go. We may not, so that's something we'll have to keep an eye out too. And if you can conserve your fuel, we might have a surprise winner. So something to keep an eye out as this race goes on. Because meanwhile, Caden Lemon...
Which is why I don't know why these two are battling so hard for the lead. You burn more fuel leading.
I'm guessing they want that 5-point bonus. Not only to lead a lap, but you get an additional 5 points for leading the most laps.
Is that the 123?
Herman Foster, what is he doing up there in second? And Styx is working in the top 5.
Oh man, the triple digits working.
I mean, they pitted when the caution came out, so I believe. No, wait. The waiver rounds were the guys that pitted, so they stayed out.
123 and a little less. The 123 is catching him.
Yeah, the guys everyone up front, they stayed out when the caution came out, so they're being scored up front.
Oh, is he catching? I don't know if he has the speed.
Wilkinson, update on him. Fall from grace? He's moving his way up to 23rd.
I told you, he just needed some repair done.
That doesn't look like whatever it was as severe.
The 123 is gaining on the 57. We might have to call a Herman Foster win.
Don't say anything yet. It's only lap 53. But yeah, something happened with the 106 and the 36. Well, they sorted that out.
Did they get caught up together?
I'm not too sure. Oh, Goich is somewhat slow.
Wait a minute.
That might have been a result of a checkup. And
Maybe.
we're under caution.
Oh, we got trouble. So much for green flag pit stops. Who's going to get this race back?
I think it is Lemon, yeah. Well, we'll get you a replay of this second caution then. Oh no! Shenanigans! More shenanigans! Young involved! Cropley involved! Brandy Mason involved!
Did Cropley cause that?
I don't know, but whatever the case, all three of those cars are probably toast.
Did somebody lose their brakes? Maybe lose their brain?
I don't know. Well, we will take a look at this. And
you said they sorted it out. They did not. Let's see off turn 4.
Yeah. Hester into Alpha into Smith. 4 wide. Picks up Whitmer. Shrek, Lopez, Alpha. And that's what caused this 5-car incident.
Hard hits in that outside wall. They did not sort that out. They just got hooked off the floor.
And I think Max Whitmer was the lucky one out of this, even though he has significant damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did he not get hit any more than he did? And Martin's through the helicopter camera.
This is gonna get ugly. Oh, they're lucky they didn't flip. I thought I saw someone catch air.
Well, it wasn't in this incident. And the post-caution incident, it was Cropley.
Wow. Cropley. I don't know. I want to look at this more thoroughly, see if that really was his fault.
If you remember last time, he was warned.
Maybe get a few more angles of this.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't really DQ him for it. I think that's him smoking out right there.
Yeah, that's terminal damage. Helicopter angle of this. It's Young. No, I think it was Young.
Oh, what a hit.
I think Young I don't think Cropley had anything to... I think Cropley was a victim. Young tried to go down and...
The right rear hooked him. He wasn't clear.
So meanwhile, we have a bunch of cars going into pit road.
We have cars staying out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that.
Bunch of cars.
The cars staying out maybe think they can make it, or maybe no, they can't. Maybe they're saving fuel under this caution, but either way, I'd be interested to see if some of these people took tires. Tires have been a difference maker at this track.
This could prove it, and Dallas Smith, I mean, he was involved in that wreck, but still. So maybe it's Bolton we really need to keep an eye out. The ones that stayed out were...
These people staying out know something. Like maybe there's going to be a few slow cars between them and others, and that'll do something for them.
The ones that stayed out, yeah, Sustrai stayed out. Goich, Jones, Will, and Lemon, as well as the 105, which I believe is Richard Andrews.
I do not believe we had anyone a lap down, so there will be no wave arounds, no...
yeah, not any that Yeah, no one was. Actually, the 106. Well, we'll just see what it is at the score at the line. They're scoring him a lap down, but he might just be waved around.
I don't know. Was he involved in that wreck, or was he a lap down beforehand and we
He
didn't
wasn't a
know it?
lap down beforehand, but
Oh, there, he moves up. That might be something to look into. Was he in? I believe he was involved in one of the wrecks, correct?
yeah, he was involved.
That might be it. Let's see if he ignores the caution protocol like the other guy.
Well, we are about to find out. Now, he was being scored a lap down, so he wouldn't have been eligible for the lucky dog. Even still, though, if you were a lap down, you do get waved around, so in theory, it's the lucky dog isn't so much as a spot to battle for as it is more of a means to have priority treatment to get your lap back, unless you're down multiple laps.
I'd say keep it to first car scored a lap down at the line.
Well, there was no one a lap down at the line, so it's not like the officials have anything to worry about regarding that.
Oh, looks like we're about to come back.
Yep, pace car's lights are off. We will go through the top 10. First, Caden Lemon. Second, Alexander Will. Third is the 42, Bobby Jones. Fourth, Ben Gurich. Fifth, Wyatt Wilkinson. Sixth.
Talk about an up and down day.
Yeah, sixth is Susterai. Seventh, the 105, Richard Andrews, I believe. In eighth, Jeff Fulton. Ninth, Herman Foster. And 10th, Evan Marici.
There we go.
Yep.
I'm wondering what these people who stayed out are gonna do. I
only
don't know
7
how
stayed
viable
out.
that was.
Yeah, only 7 cars stayed out. We'll have to keep an eye on them.
I say if they get called in here soon for pit stops, that's gonna be a lot of angry drivers and team owners.
Yeah.
Alright, let's watch this front. We've seen the outside get a better jump, but the inside obviously has an advantage.
Over the long run in restarts, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not the first lap, but as the green flag run goes. Mm-hmm.
They just gotta keep to the inside into turn 1 and they'll be good. Inside.
Yep, pace car goes in.
Back to green.
Yep, Lemon under control of the restart. And we are back under green.
They're even. Oh,
yeah.
Maybe the outside pulling a little bit. Now Lemon into 1.
Lemon got the better jump. It was like you said. Alpha just had a bad launch and Lemon couldn't capitalize. Actually, I think 36 cars on track. Alpha is
no, I knew it.
A bunch of cars pitting. If we go by that logic, Susterai is your projected race winner. What were they thinking? Do they have enough gas to make it?
That 57 radio is not a pleasant listen.
No, Susterai is going in too. It's Bolton out up front. What is this race?
What they were doing.
We knew heading in the fuel window would be a factor. We didn't think it would be quite a factor like this.
What were they doing?
Yeah, there were a bunch of crew chiefs that had a perfect opportunity I'm not sure what the strategy behind that was.
Well, how many cars was that who stayed out and pitted here?
I counted 7.
I count 7 fired crew chiefs.
Although we have 36 cars that stayed out, and it looks like 28 are on the lead lap. But the 36, the last one who has not pitted, so only 22 cars went in. Which I'm not sure if that makes any sense at all.
I don't know why they did that.
As Tom Clyde makes a move, Renegade Gutierrez Racing, team owner Angel Gutierrez, he was involved in that first wreck earlier. This could be a bright spot for that team.
That's for them to pay for, it looks like.
Yeah. And this is their part-time effort, too. The 52. As it's 4 laps to go.
Gotta hope for no trouble here.
Yeah. Marici trying to make a move. With 3 to go now.
Let's see here. They're still side by side for second.
Not anymore. I see Fred Jones trying to make it 3 wide for 5th. No, 4th.
Lots of triple-digit cars up here today having good runs.
That because they probably pitted, really. Which makes that's interesting. 2 laps to go. Bolton is really on the back bumper of Clyde. He's trying to make a move.
I might be hearing motors and people ahead of them.
Yeah, there was some lap traffic, but I'm not sure if it's going to matter. Oh, no, it is. It's Dallas Smith.
Oh, Dallas is gonna kamikaze the field, it looks like.
No, they're separating quite nicely. Bolton is the advantage. He got the advantage from that. Taking the lower line to avoid Smith. As white flag. Yeah, I don't think Marici has a run.
Marici's not got enough time.
Sky Motorsports wins again, this time with Jeff Bolton as he wins the Burger King 500.
A lot of pissed off crew chiefs.
A lot of mad drivers, too.
Well, I meant to say drivers, but I meant to say a lot of pissed off drivers and a lot of crew chiefs.
Yeah.
I can personally guarantee the crew chiefs of the 1 and 57. I know the owner of that team. He doesn't take kindly to that.
Well, after all this is probably the least expected top 10 that you could ever see.
Wow, look at all the triple digits.
Exactly. Jeff Bolton wins it. Marici 2nd. Declan Cole in 3rd. And then Tom Clyde 4th. Fred Jones 5th. Shadow McLean in 6th. The Colonel himself, Harlan Sanders 7th. Adamo 8th. Torrance in 9th. And Luke Banks in 10th. So, yeah.
What that second page is going to look like.
That is... Yeah, that is really going to shake up the point standings, even though it's only 2 races.
How about Sky Motorsports, though?
Yeah.
Talk about coming out swinging.
Yeah, winning the first 2 races.
They're going to be set far ahead of everyone else with results like that.
Yeah. I mean, Bolton did kind of struggle, but he did manage to finish the race at Daytona.
Hey, let's see that second page. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how about Atsuko? How about that rebound?
Yeah.
Japanese driver, number 5.
It's just wow, a lot of crazy stuff that
And
has happened.
a promising day for DDM destroyed by poor strategy and poorly timed caution.
Yeah, just
Oh,
a,
last car running Wyatt Wilkinson.
yeah. There's just a lot of disappointment from poor strategy and ill-timed cautions throughout the entire field. That probably explains this wacky top 10.
Yeah, but if it's any consolidation for those who didn't finish well because of the strategy and other factors, most of the top runners in this field are triple digit field fillers. They are smaller teams, so I don't think there's going to be as much of a loss as there would otherwise be. So that's at least a plus.
Yeah, especially
And
when you
it,
consider points.
and this is a lower paying race, so that's going to be trouble for them. But at the very least, they're not just DNFing out of a massive payout race.
And they have shown speed too, so you can expect them to eventually rebound. And with that
We'll
being
see.
yep. And with that being said, this has been coverage of the Thunder Stock Car Racing Series. You've been watching the Thunder Stock Car Racing Series Network. I'm Max Speed, and David
David
Carter.
Carter.
Yep. Sorry, I had a little brain freeze there. David Carter beside me. We will.
Don't worry, my brain's all scrambled after the stupidity of the strategy and some rule breakers too.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
will show you the official finishing results. We will show you that graphic and then leave you until next time.